What's up guys, Connor back again with a green shirt. Fitting, because today we are going to be talking about Shrek. We are going to be talking about our Lord and Savior, Shrek as Christ. Thank you for... I don't know, this... Look, we're going to be talking about Shrek villains, okay? There's not much to say. A lot of people like to talk about Disney villains, particularly original classic Disney villains like Lord Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame, Scar from The Lion King, Hades from Hercules. Then you got the Pixar ones like, good old Chick Hicks from Cars, you got Syndrome from The Incredibles, and John Lasseter as well. People really like to talk about these villains and remember them for what they were. But there are not a lot of people who tend to look into DreamWorks villains. I don't feel like that they are a respected enough group, mostly. And today we're going to be ranking some DreamWorks villains, this time specifically Shrek villains. If you know me, you know I'm a Shrek boy. I love some Shrek. I love 75% of the Shrek 4 movies, the 4 Shrek movies. You know, the third one doesn't count in my eyes. So we are going to be ranking it from the Shrek the Shrekematic universe, the Shrek cinematic universe. We're going to be ranking villains from the Shrek 1 movie, Shrek 2, Shrek the Third, Shrek Forever After, Puss in Boots, and Puss in Boots The Last Wish. We're going to be ranking all of those films' villains, and I'm talking all of them. Even the little side character villains, all of them. So be sure to like, subscribe, give me a 500 by 2025, and I'll figure something out. But we won't know until we do, so subscribe. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the video and rank some Shrek villains. They kind of look like Lord Farquaad and Prince Charming had a baby, in a way. Like, look, mostly the hair. It's mostly the hair and a little bit of the face. But like, look. Like, look at that. That is insane. Look at that. There we go. Look at the hair in the back too. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? This is insane. Anyway, enough hair play. It's time for some Shrek play. That made sense. So, what we're going to be doing is ranking these from perfect, really good, good, meh, and bad. So we're going to be ranking all of them based on that criteria. And we're going to be starting out with one of the best films of the year it came out, not to mention the best film in the Shrek series as an entirety, as a whole, except for Shrek 2. We got Puss in Boots The Last Wish, The Baker's Dozen. Now, The Baker's Dozen, they're not exactly strongly developed characters. They're really just there for Jack Horner to play off of, and to sacrifice them as the Baker's Men, and they serve their role well. They're bad guys who have decent intentions, but they just work for a bad guy, and I feel like they serve their role pretty well in the story, so we're going to go ahead and put them in meh. I know that sounds bad, but I realistically can't put them in bad, but I can't put them in good either, because they weren't exceptionally developed characters, but they also weren't underdeveloped characters. They were just regular, disposable characters, which is just kind of what you need with some villains. Up next, one of my personal favorites. Honestly, I would argue one of the greatest villains in film history. Definitely one of the greatest of all animation. And 100% the best villain in all of the Shrek films. I don't care what anybody says, it's Death. Death serves such a great purpose in this. He is goated all the way to the top at perfect. I mean, what more can you ask for? He has like 7 to 8 minutes of screen time, perfect enough time for him to have an intimidating presence. It's clear what his motives are the whole time. He chases Puss down and actually causes fear not only in Puss, but even in the audience themselves. This is honestly a top-tier, S-tier villain, and I could not have been happier with it. And the third one from the Puss in Boots The Last Wish movie, one of my other personal favorite villains, good old John Mulaney, I was over on the bench boy himself, Jack Horner. Another one for the perfect category, ladies and gentlemen. Another one for the perfect category. Again, what more can you ask for? This is perfect villainy right here. Sometimes you don't need a character who's a bad guy who has good intentions or who turns good in the end or who has some sort of good character arc. No, you just need one that's just a straight up asshole sometimes. And that's exactly what he is. He is a maniacal, evil person who just, I don't even think he has feelings. I think he just likes the idea of being the guy who does these bad things. I personally think that he is the funniest character. He might be the funniest character in the Shrek universe, if I'm being honest. He is just so good. He serves as an intimidating threat, a great comedic role. He's so evil in the best ways. If he had a villain song, it would be the best song in the movie for sure. It's a real Tamatoa effect where he's easily one of the best parts of the movie, just strictly on the fact that he is just pure evil. Now, this other one technically is on the fence. You could say villain, you could say not villain. Dragon from the first Shrek movie. Now, all the way up until the Hallelujah scene when Donkey finds Dragon in the woods by herself, Dragon is a villain, for sure. That definitely is a threat, is an antagonist to Shrek and Donkey and Fiona, and definitely serves the role well, and just serves the dragon role exactly what it needs to be, and I am so glad that they don't have her talk. I feel like if they were to have her talk, like in a certain musical that they made, I feel like that it would just completely ruin the character. Sometimes you need a character that just expresses emotions through facial expressions, or movements, or just general vibe. You know, you don't have to have them have some dialogue. That's exactly what they did with this character, and I think they did a great job. This is about as middle ground as I can get, so I'm gonna put Dragon in good. I feel like that she was good as a villain and then good as a good guy. So, or a good girl, I guess. So I definitely think that that is a good place for her. Now, who in their right mind doesn't like holding out for a hero? I don't care what anyone says. This is the best version of the song. This is the best cover of the song. This is the best that's ever been sung. I forget what was it, in Dirty Dancing or Footloose, I think? I don't know. It was in one of those movies. Forget that. Forget that. This is the I Need a Hero that we all should be listening to on a daily freaking basis. This is one of the best animated sequences of all time. I will not debate with you on that because it is a true fact, undeniable. Fairy Godmother from Shrek 2, another god tier villain, not just because of I realized how cringe that was. Not just because of the I Need a Hero sequence, because she serves as a legitimate threat throughout the entirety of Shrek 2. Her role is fit into the story perfectly. The whole curse with Fiona thing makes so much sense now because of her. A question that wasn't even really, but just kind of wondered. And then you just have the tremendous voice acting. You have the amazing, amazing character, and how it ties into her being Prince Charming's mom and her manipulating Shrek and Fiona and Charming all in this like little plot, and whenever her plan doesn't fall through and Shrek and Donkey get the human potions, she adapts to it and makes an even better plan. You cannot tell me this is not a goated character. I don't care what anyone says, she is amazing. S tier, perfect. Alright guys, let's go ahead and trace it back to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish with Goldilocks. Forgot her name for a second, which is not a good start. Look. I'm gonna put Goldilocks in good. I want to put her in good. Only because, look, she is a good villain. She serves her role well. She has a great character arc. I do feel like they kind of hit you over the head with the just right metaphor quite a lot. But let's just be real, guys. She's just a fun character. Sometimes a character doesn't have to be completely developed. Sometimes they can just be fun. And that's what this one is. And she does have a good development, too. I mean, sure, she might have one of the weaker parts of the story, but it's not making it bad, though. She's just honestly a fun character to follow with an intriguing motivation. She doesn't seem to have bad intentions, she just has bad ways, and that's okay. She gets led to the right path in the end anyway. She's just a really fun villain that kind of turns good in the end, and that's one of the best parts about The Last Wish is that all of them get their wish without actually using their wish. It's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see. Up next, let's go back a little bit and go to Puss in Boots, the first one. Look, this one's fine. This movie's fine. I don't know. It's not The Last Wish, obviously. But, you know, it's missing some key elements, but it's also not bad. It's a good origin story. It's a good starting point for Puss, I would say. Humpty Dumpty. He sat on a wall and, insert Trump joke here. I'm gonna put him in good as well. I feel like he served his role well. The twist villain thing, personally, I didn't really see it coming, but then again, I was a kid when I watched it, so, you know, that doesn't really say a lot. He's a good villain. He's intimidating. He sacrifices himself in the end and becomes a scrambled egg. So it's like, you know, although he did prove to literally have good in him after all. He had gold in him. I'm pretty sure that whenever he, like, fell and cracked or whatever, he, like, the inside of him was a golden egg or something like that. So it's like, you know, he had a bit of a decent arc. And, you know, he was just fun. He had good motivation. He had a good connection to Puss and the other characters. He had a good backstory, which, now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of that movie was backstory, but oh well. Still a decent villain. I put him in the good category. He's also in the middle area. Jack and Jill. I really want to put them in bad just because I don't remember a damn thing about them besides they want a baby or something like that. But really, I don't think they were bad. I think they served their role fine. I'm just gonna put them in meh. But they're definitely behind the baker's dozen, because they serve their role better than these two do. They're intimidating and all. I really like the scene where they go into the hotel at the very beginning, or at the first time they get introduced, they go into a hotel and just you know, we want a room. We're all booked up. Looks like one just opened up like that. That was actually pretty cool, I gotta be honest. I like that. That's a good little add-on to the villain. So I would just put these two in meh, just because I feel like they're just kind of forgettable, you know? They're not bad, but they're not good. It's like I can't put them any higher than that or lower than that. Meh is just, I feel like this category was made for them. And now the man of the hour, the biggest man on the planet, Lord Farquaad. Look, Lord Farquaad is the best way they could have started this out. I mean, little backstory here. You want to know what Lord Farquaad is from? They based it off of someone at DreamWorks who got fired from Disney. He based it off of his old boss, I think. I can't remember the name, but he based it off of his old boss. And he made him short, made him not intimidating at all, same face, same hair. It just really works. The character, the costume, the motivation, the ego. This is just what you want out of an evil ruler. Granted, in the first Shrek film, I will be the first to admit that, yes, the Farquaad is short jokes kind of get a bit tiresome sometimes. Yes, I get it, he's short. But, you know, I feel like it would have been better to be a physical gag. But other than that, though, he's intimidating, but not in the way that Death is, or that Fairy Godmother is. He's intimidating in more of a mental way, and I feel like that's good. He's a good bridge between Fiona and Shrek, and I feel like Shrek and Fiona bonds because of him. I mean, realistically, if it wasn't for Farquaad, none of this. If he didn't put those fairy tale creatures on Shrek's swamp, who's to say if any of this ever would have happened? So it's like, well, there we go. So I'm gonna put Farquaad in really good. I feel like he's really good. Now, do I think he's on the same level as Jack Horner, Fairy Godmother, and Death? No. I mean, he isn't exactly the strongest character, and that's not even talking physically. He's not the strongest character, but he serves his role really well, and he's really fun, and I forget the name of his voice actor, but the voice actor that plays him does so good in everything he does, and I just absolutely love it. So I'm going to put him in really good because I feel like that is a good spot for him. Let's stick with Shrek the first movie, and we'll go with Robin Hood. Serves his role fine. Nah. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? All his purpose is to get Shrek and Fiona to connect for the first time whenever that Shrek sees Fiona fighting him. The little fun song they did was, it was fun. It was upbeat. I liked it. It was a good moment for Shrek and Fiona, but really, I kind of just see Robin Hood and his merry men as more of a stepping stone to get Shrek and Fiona's relationship, get the ball rolling on it. So he serves his purpose, but he doesn't really have a character besides a French guy who's a bit creepy and wants to take the princess against her will, which seems to be a common theme. So I was going to put him in meh. I mean, he's fine. He serves his role, but he's not really that much of a character, more just a stepping stone. Oh, Prince Charming. Prince Charming. Okay, look, in the second movie, he serves his role fine, he does good, and in the third movie, it makes sense, it logically makes sense for him to be the villain, because his mom died in the second one, so he's trying to get revenge, I understand, but they make him look so pathetic. I get that that's kind of his whole character, but like, man, I feel like that they really could have given him a good arc if he would have realized, like, I heard this theory somewhere, not theory, but this, like, hypothetical, that in Shrek the Third, instead of, like, him being a villain the whole time, he realizes he's not worthy to hold the throne, and he teams up with Shrek to take down a certain little person, the second little person that Shrek has to deal with, actually. I don't know what they have against little people, but, I feel like that would have been a good character arc for him. But I guess they went a different direction. I mean, he serves his role as the main villain fine. He's a bit laughable, but I really want to put him in bad. But I'm going to put him in meh. I mean, he does fine in the second movie. He does whatever in the third. And it's like, okay. As long as we're not counting that musical scene where he sings. Oh my god. Let's back to a good movie here and go to Shrek 2. Puss in Boots. Fear me if you dare. I love Puss in Boots. Now, granted, of course, he's better as a hero, as your favorite fearless hero. I love it. I love Puss. As a villain, he was good. He was good at first for the, 3 minutes he was a villain. But, I mean, hey, it was good. So, just good. Pretty much the only place I could put him. He's a middle ground villain. I mean, he wasn't even really a villain. He was just... Is that a twist... hero? I don't really know what that counts as. Look, it's just good. His introduction is perfect, so we're perfect. We're just going to leave it at that. Rapunzel! Now, this one from Shrek the Third is really interesting because this character, as a matter of fact, is actually the first character to go into bad. What the hell was this? You actually expected me to get invested in Rapunzel, a character who, I don't even think, was she in the second movie? Maybe she had like a cameo, but she wasn't built up at all. Her twist didn't make sense. It was a throwaway twist. What was the... I think that they just wanted someone to call Prince Charming, something, or I think that the guy who voiced Prince Charming just wanted to call someone Kitten Whiskers or whatever, and said, alright, Rapunzel, you're up. So... Bad villain. And then up next, if I could do the tongue roll, I would, but Rumpelstiltskin. Alright. Look. Really good. It's funny that the two little people are really good. But listen. He serves his role... You know what? No, he's imperfect. I don't care. Rumpel is imperfect. Look, he's the first Shrek villain to win. He's the first one to actually beat Shrek. He got him drunk on an eyeball teeny and then made him sign his life away and worked to where he is now the ruler of Far, Far Away. I mean, what? That is unheard of. He's intimidating, he's hilarious, his wigs are ridiculous, he's got that goose that's annoying but it plays off of him well. It's like, what more can you ask for in a villain that actually beats Shrek? This is a good villain. I don't care what anybody says. He is going in perfect tier. I'm just gonna call this one the monster at the beginning of the movie from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish because I don't know the name. Just bad. Because let's be honest, this character is just there to establish that Puss is a badass who is he's beating the villains and he's doing great, and just a punching bag for Puss to show how great he is. I am not putting it in bad because of anything to do with the movie. That is absolutely not true. But as a villain himself, he's just bad. He's just bad because he's not even really a thing. He's just there as a punching bag for Puss. But not a hateable bad, but just in a this was nothing bad. The Three Bears from the same movie. The Three Bears. I gotta put them right next to Goldilocks. I was about to say Rapunzel, not her. I gotta put them right next to Goldilocks because they're with her the whole time. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It makes sense. They do the same thing. I feel like that they actually serve their purpose well as well. Like the dad bear is the kind of the head of it in a way. The mom is the caring, compassionate one, and the little one is the scruffy younger brother type of bear. That's what they are. They're a little family, and it works well. They also get their wish at the end. It's really, really sweet. I mean, honestly, they're really great with Goldie, and they have great chemistry. They have a decent character arc. And they're just really fun to watch and follow along with in the movie. And I honestly kind of wish we could have seen more of them and Goldie, but maybe in the next one, hopefully, if it's directed by the same person, God willing. And then the witch from Shrek Forever After, the witch. I gotta put them. I can't put them in the same as I can't put them in the same as the Baker's Dozen because they're kind of just nameless, faceless guys. Whereas these guys actually have more of a character. They're established to have one core weakness, which is having water poured on them, and probably some other witch weaknesses or whatever. I'm just gonna put them in good. I'm gonna put them in good because I feel like they serve their role well. They're funny. They play off of Rumpelstiltskin, and he plays off of them very well. And I feel like that they serve their story pretty decently. And they're just Rumpel's henchmen or henchwomen, and it really adds to it. It really adds to the dark, twisted world that Shrek has been put in because of Rumpelstiltskin. So yeah, I think that this is a pretty decent list. If you agree, definitely let me know. If you disagree and would put any of these characters in other positions, please let me know. I would absolutely love to see it. And just as long as we're nice, okay, just play nice. I get it. These are feisty opinions sometimes, but hey, everybody can have their own opinion, and that's okay. Some of you can have Prince Charming above Death, and you know what? Just because you're wrong doesn't mean you can't have fun. No, but seriously, let me know. Let me know what you guys ranked. If you guys ranked these the same, difference, what you guys would have changed, what you would have kept the same. Let me know. I would love to hear. More videos to come soon, and I guess I will just be seeing you guys later. Like, subscribe, and give me to 500 by 2025, and blah, 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 blah. What's good? I need a hero. Black. Wait, it just said black. Wait, oh no, I meant cut to black. No,